So in the meantime, how's everybody doing? Nice to hear. Are you guys loving the workshops that just concluded?
By the way, I want to make one more announcement. We checked you in at the beginning, but each workshop has its own sheet, so we're going to send them around to you. So just make sure you sign in on each sheet as we go throughout the course of the week, so we can accurately count for the number of workshops that you attended. Okay? And we need tons of tens.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I am so sorry that the food is late, but we're going to try to be as brief as possible to get you guys to eating and get you guys back here so we can finish out and get you guys to Saints workshop, which is next. So I have a question for you guys to start. Who knows what the UN is? United Nations, yes. Does anybody, can you give me a description of it? Say it loud enough so they can hear you in the back. Where is it? Downtown. Good. Downtown. Okay, does anybody else know about the UN? Yes.
It's a conference of international presidents from many countries.
International presence from every country. So guys, just as a aside before we start, there's 193 countries represented within the United Nations. The Model UN program models that body. So basically, what is the Model UN? The Model UN is known as, or also known as the Model UN, M1, is an educational stimulation of academic activity in which students learn about diplomacy, international relations, and the United Nations. So this conference is the only one of its kind within the scope of being an academic conference that you can go and actively compete. Like the schools that go there are trained by the school, they actually take it as a class. We're the only academy that sort of just goes there. We train here, but it's not a class requirement of us. So we are actively getting grades for it.
So basically, Stefan, he gave like an overview of what the Model United Nations is. The background of Model UN is basically an extension off of the actual United Nations. So specifically what Hostos Community College does is that we participate in this conference every year, and it's a way for the students to effectively hone in on their diplomacy skills, leadership skills, and consensus building skills. So I can speak from experience. I believe it was last year. Last year was a couple of days ago. No, not 2017. I actually participated twice. It was 2017 and 2019, yes. So correction. The first year, I participated in the UN and I was representing Yemen. The second time around, it was, what was it? India, right? Was it India? Yeah, so it was India. Yeah, it was a really cool experience because I was in the FAO committee, and what we essentially went over was the impact of climate change and food security, which is a really pressing issue that we're facing right now. Australia, I'm pretty sure you guys are aware of that. 480 million species died in that fire. So I definitely took into account some of the relevant current events that are happening in the world, and I used that to my benefit to give me an advantage during the conference. It was very eye-opening. It's a very eye-opening conference for anyone who attends. Stefan, I don't want to take up the mic too long, but Stefan, he briefly went over the fact that we train here, and more importantly, it is crucial that you do your own developmental training on your own, and you utilize resources such as the UN Library and Google, because it has a wealth of information on its search engine. But without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, and that's going to be, what's your name? Anthony Lazario.
So here's a breakdown of the Madi UN. My name is Anthony once again. So first thing is participants are able to speak in committees. So you're assigned to one committee with another partner from your group. You get to debate during the event. Make sure you stay on point with everything throughout the whole weekend, because you have to pick up on everything. Because there is no rest period. You also have to write speeches and papers, especially a resolution paper. Speaking on papers, you have to do a working paper and submit it to Jason by a certain date. First come, first serve. Critical thinking. What do I have? Help me out with this one.
Critical thinking, you have to think on the spot, guys, so it's something that the conference influences you to actively think while you're there. On the spot decision making, consensus building, which we'll hear about probably later. So they want you to do that. They don't want you to ask them, because you're dealing with other delegates in the dais. So say that you guys are the delegates and we're the dais. You're dealing with each other. Before you come to us with something, you guys need to consult with one another. And this is let's pretend this is talk about, right? You guys are consulting with each other to come up with a resolution, and then you come back to us, and we'll tell you if the resolution passes or not.
Next.
Just to expound upon that just a little bit more for the critical thinking component, I wanted to say that you're going to be in a room, depending on the committee that you're in, you're going to be in a room of approximately about 50 to 80 people. So you and your partner is going to be up in front of the room like we three are right now, speaking to, like Stefan just said, a body of people. Sometimes that can be nerve-wracking. It can be very, it can stir up anxiety within you. And attending this trip and, going against that fear, when you leave, you feel like a new person. So what I mean by that is, when you come back on the campus of Hostos Community College, now your ability to communicate is heightened, right? You're no longer afraid to speak out in class and, give your opinion to the professor or friends or even an enemy as well. But we can continue to the next slide.
Teamwork is one of the most important things of this conference. When you're working with other delegates, please do not use their first name. Refer to them as delegate of this country. They will always wear the plaque around their waistline, around their neck. And leadership abilities. These last two are important because at the end, is it the next slide? The signatory? You're going to need to get sponsors and signatories for your resolution papers. What is a resolution paper? It's a document, it's a resolution that, the grammar is messed up here. Sorry. A resolution,
So basically, what a resolution paper is, it's synonymous, right, to, no, actually the resolution paper is synonymous, to the working paper, not the working paper, what is this thing that we do at Hostos Community College? Yes, there we go. It's the position paper. It's the position paper that is similar to what the position paper is, if you forgot, is basically you giving your stance on the topic at hand. Resolution paper is when you're actually going to work on the ideas that you came up with for the paper that you wrote prior to that. And what's going to happen is that you're going to work with other member states at the conference, and you're going to create clauses, and you're going to create technically like little bills that we were just talking about previously in the other workshop. And what's going to happen is that you and other member states are going to work on this resolution paper. It's actually called a working resolution paper because you're working on it at the conference. You're going to submit it to the dais, and then what's going to happen is that they're going to review it. Any errors that they do see within the paper, they're going to essentially give it back to you, tell you to correct it, and then you're going to go through the whole process again of reshaping it and making it pristine, clear, and to the point.
So Julian was talking about the resolution paper. This is actually a copy of Julian's resolution paper that he can just go through.
Yeah, so basically this was a resolution paper that me and my partner, we went over, and I don't believe my partner's in the audience, but his name is Andre Thompson. And if we can just scroll down just a little bit. Scroll down. So here, right? You can see here, just what's highlighted in the line green is what me and other member states came up with. So again, the topic was climate change and food security. So we had to remain within the domain of that topic and provide solutions/resolutions for our committee topic. Can you scroll down just a little bit, please? Scroll down. Right here. So, as you can see here, they also have, Roman numerals. And the Roman numerals are it's subdivision clauses, thank you. So the Roman numerals are part of the actual resolution paper, and it's crucial that you follow the format because this is the format that, it has to be this way because it's the rule of Model UN. And there's certain jargon, right? There's certain colloquial terms that you use during the conference that you'll later learn. And you can also access it on National Motto United Nations.com because they have a handbook of all of the terms and tools that you need to be successful during the conference. Can we try and find the signatories and the sponsors? Okay. Now, this is also very important too. You see, you have the committee, you have the topic, you have the sponsors, and you have the signatories. So like Anthony was saying, a sponsor is basically, you incorporate your idea, right, into the paper. So I would highly recommend if you do, right, want to be a part of the National Motto United Nations, it's very important that you become a sponsor and a signator, and become as many signatories as possible. And basically what a signator is that you actually start to draft the resolution paper with a member state. So you just don't include one idea, you are actually starting the paper, right? So it's you and another member state working single-handedly on an individual paper. So the more signatories you get and the more you become a sponsor on the paper, you become recognized, right, by the dais. And essentially that is important because we get, what's the word that I'm looking for? We get recognized and we get certificates at the end if certain member states within the conference recognize our success and our behavior, which is important. It's always important to act in a manner of diplomacy because remember, we're representing the state, we're not representing the United States of America, we're representing the state that we were given.
To answer the question, what are sponsors and signatories? Sponsors are the initial drafters of the documentation and are the visionaries of the document's ideas. They are expected to be fully supportive of it and may be called upon the dais to explain its contents. Signatories are delegates who assist, approve, or support a document and wish to see it in a voting block.
So MOU annually draws participants from more than 130 United member states to address current global issues. So as Julian was saying, these are issues that we're facing in the world today. So you can always find somewhere to relate what you're putting on your paper to real world occurrences. Usually the students who participated in the conference come from schools and organizations and represent different world countries in the world. So self-explanatory. Sometimes this is a class. So I know at Hunter, you guys just heard from me, Sally was a graduate. She was actually the head delegate of that team. So this was a class for her. So she had to go through an entire year of class and then go to the Maui event, which is pretty hard, but to get college credit for it. We have been going since 2010 at Hostos Community College. Any event that you participate in with the Leadership Academy, it has been proposed by a student leader. So just like that, this event was proposed to Jason by a student leader that said, hey, we should definitely do the Maui United Nations. It might be good for us to learn global issues. And Jason said, cool, let's do it. So every year we get a different member nation. So as Julian said, he was India and also Yemen. So he was actually my partner in Model UN, and Anthony was on our team as well. So here's just some pictures of the teams throughout the years. As you can see, this is Jason. So like Anthony was talking about the placards, those are the member nation placards up in the air. To be recognized by the dais, you have to raise those placards in the air.
Oh, you stuck pictures in there?
Yes, we did.
All right. All right, so I'm going to have the guys stop for a couple minutes so that we can get you guys lunch. It's over there. We're going to ask you to form a nice little line. They're going to serve you. And we ask you to come back so the guys can finish the presentation here.
Enjoy your lunch.